trans kids, this is it right here. That's the coach. Trans kids belong. They had a conversation together. They walked up to each other. They had the talk. And by the way, just so you know, we did not know this. I Googled to see which side Cheryl Reeve is on. She's actually a lesbian. Nothing wrong with that. But they're having a conversation here to the left. That's Sophie and her talking. Then the post-game interview, she's being interviewed, the coach, and the question is asked. And here's what the coach had to say of the opposing team. If you can go to what the coach had to say of the opposing team in the post-game interview.
Stop what you're doing and pay attention because the world of women's basketball has been thrown into absolute chaos. A controversy unlike anything the league has faced is dominating headlines, with growing speculation about behind-the-scenes tensions reaching a boiling point. Away from the cameras, reports suggest emotions finally spilled over as Caitlin Clark reached a moment of complete frustration after weeks of heated debate, physical play, and mounting pressure surrounding the Indiana Fever. Fans have been following every rumor, but few expected the latest developments to spark such an intense wave of discussion across the basketball world. Now, claims of internal conflict, possible legal action, and growing division are fueling non-stop conversation online. At the center of it all is the backlash surrounding coaches wearing Trans Kids Belong shirts, a move that ignited fierce reactions and placed Sophie Cunningham under an even brighter spotlight. According to circulating reports, many believe key figures underestimated the loyalty and determination of Clark as the situation escalated. Stay with us until the end as we break down the controversy, separate verified facts from speculation, and examine why this story has become one of the biggest talking points in the WNBA. If you're enjoying our coverage, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and join the conversation as we uncover how the tensions reportedly began in Seattle, where an already heated atmosphere intensified after political messaging found its way onto the court, turning a basketball conversation into a much broader cultural debate.
Some things that, we have in common and maybe some things you differ on, just like any issues. And I think it's how you handle things. And so...
You can pause it right there. I want you to now watch what Caitlin Clark's
nice
coach had to say when she was questioned. This is Caitlin Clark's coach. Okay, go for it.
Your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports. What's your personal stance?
Watch your answer.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't.
No, but wait a minute. You got to keep playing it. Is this the only clip? Oh, okay.
I think that's it.
Because she says, I used to play with men when I was a kid. I always played with men when I was a kid. And she answers the question like, I'm not a scientist. I'm not this. I'm not that. And then the game's being played yesterday. Sophie Cunningham gets hit in the face by an elbow that pretty much almost like massive foul. They called the foul on
it's a defensive
on
foul.
her. I don't even know if we can even play this clip or not. If you
Stop what you're doing and pay attention because the world of women's basketball has been thrown into absolute chaos. A controversy unlike anything the league has faced is dominating headlines with growing speculation about behind-the-scenes tensions reaching a boiling point. Away from the cameras, reports suggest emotions finally spilled over as Caitlin Clark reached a moment of complete frustration after weeks of heated debate, physical play, and mounting pressure surrounding the Indiana Fever. Fans have been following every rumor, but few expected the latest developments to, according to circulating reports and online speculation, the controversy intensified when Sophie Cunningham reportedly refused to back down amid growing pressure surrounding the league's latest debates. Almost overnight, she became one of the most talked-about figures in women's basketball, with critics questioning her every move while supporters rallied behind her. Claims surfaced that she faced constant criticism from opposing benches, controversial officiating decisions, and an increasingly hostile atmosphere whenever she stepped onto the court. Whether intentional or not, many fans believe the pressure was designed to wear her down and send a message to anyone unwilling to fall in line. Throughout the turmoil, league leadership was accused by critics of failing to calm the situation, allowing tensions to continue escalating around one of Indiana's toughest competitors. What many overlooked, however, was Cunningham's close bond with Caitlin Clark. Supporters argued that targeting one of Clark's most trusted teammates was never going to end quietly. The emotional turning point reportedly came after another intensely physical and emotionally charged game, when the Fever returned to the locker room carrying the weight of weeks of non-stop controversy. Reports claimed Cunningham, known for her toughness, appeared visibly frustrated by everything that had unfolded. Clark, who had largely stayed focused on basketball despite months of scrutiny and physical play, was said to have reached her limit. Witnesses described the room falling completely silent as she rose to address those present, delivering an emotional message that reflected the mounting frustration surrounding the team. While the exact details remain unverified, the reported exchange quickly became one of the most talked about moments, fueling the ongoing conversation across the WNBA, sparked such an intense wave of discussion across the basketball world. Now, claims of internal conflict, possible legal action, and growing division are fueling nonstop conversation online. At the center of it all is the backlash surrounding coaches wearing Trans Kids Belong shirts, a move that ignited fierce reactions and placed Sophie Cunningham under an even brighter spotlight. According to circulating reports, many believe key figures underestimated the loyalty and determination of Clark as the situation escalated. Stay with us until the end as we break down the controversy, separate verified facts from speculation, and examine why this story has become one of the biggest talking points in the WNBA. If you're enjoying our coverage, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and join the conversation as we uncover how the tensions reportedly began in Seattle, where an already heated atmosphere intensified after political messaging found its way onto the court, turning a basketball conversation into a much broader cultural debate.
All the problems that we have in our society, we have to still play this trans kids belong. And listen, I pray for those people. I pray for those people that are confused. My heart goes out to them. I literally pray all the time. Like, let them figure it out. Talk to somebody that's going to do it instead of them patting you on the back and saying, you know what? Take your breast off or chop your penis off. And the majority of those people have freaking depression and they wind up killing themselves. Or if not, they wind up shooting up places and they call us transphobic. Give me a freaking break. Shut down the WNBA. Where's the money coming from? Name me a company that loses $40 million a year and people still put up with this. And mind you, Caitlin Collins is your superstar.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Collins, whatever. Potato. That's how much. Adam.
Well, it's technically, if you can't do potato in the NBA, then
exactly.
it's
But Adam, think about
this. And she got you new TV and sponsorship deals, and that money is being used to pay the players, and now you don't need her.
And great point, Tom. Are you ready for this, Adam? They hate her because she's white. She's the nastiest player in the league, and everybody, the coaches, the refs, the players, all hate on her because she's a white star, and she had to bend the knee too. I'm done with the WNBA, bro. I'm tired of it. Is that bad? I'm furious. No, am I wrong?
So where are you at with this?
I'm just, Vinny, I mean this sincerely. Thank you for coming over.
Finally, you got me.
Thank you. Just say out of
FYI, just so you know, that's not happening. The first team in WNBA just got $1 billion valuation. Yeah. Their revenue's up to $500 million. They're not profitable yet, so it's not like they're making money now. But Vinny, there is no way this thing's going away.
No.
According to unverified accounts circulating online, what happened next left everyone stunned. Witnesses claimed Caitlin Clark stood up, grabbed a clipboard, and slammed it against the lockers, releasing weeks of built-up frustration. The room reportedly fell silent as she passionately defended Sophie Cunningham, criticizing what she believed was a lack of support for her teammate during a period of nonstop scrutiny and physical play. Sources allege Clark expressed deep frustration that Cunningham had repeatedly absorbed criticism and tough treatment while continuing to give everything for the team. Those present were said to be caught off guard by the intensity of the moment as emotions reached a level few expected. But the story didn't end there. In the hours that followed, speculation spread rapidly across social media that the situation had escalated beyond the locker room, with reports claiming Clark's legal representatives had become involved. While those claims have not been independently verified, they fueled an even bigger wave of debate, sending fans, analysts, and media outlets into overdrive as questions swirled about what might happen next. Whether fact or rumor, the controversy quickly evolved into one of the most closely watched stories surrounding the WNBA, with supporters and critics alike waiting for official answers as the conversation continued to grow.
Man, they were upset. I was surprised. Some people liked the take. Other people were upset with the take. And listen, Kelsey was hot. I'm not saying that. But it's frustrating to never get the ball when you're open in half court. And I mean never. Venom Reacts noticed it. Man, we got to get you over to the Caitlin Clark zone, Venom. Venom noticed it. He saw it. He always sees it.
Like, look at this, man. They got raped.
Yeah, Venom always does solid breakdowns. Awful coaching-esque breakdowns of these Indiana Fever games, really exposing some things that we all talk about and exposing things that maybe a lot of us haven't seen. So shout out to Venom as well.
Raven Johnson bringing it up. CC's relegated.
As soon as Raven Johnson was in the game, you knew that it was over.
To the left wing. This is sad. Stephanie White. Like, this is sad, man. Caitlin Clark, like, even look at the way Caitlin Clark walked away from Aaliyah when Aaliyah tried to talk to her. Like, look right here. Look at Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin right here. Aaliyah tries to talk to her, and Caitlin turns to her left side like, girl, stop talking to me right now. Get ass, stop talking to me. I don't want to hear shit you guys say right now. I'm just being honest. Stop talking to me. Like, I like this, though. I like this. Because all the stuff that I'm saying now is starting to come to the light.
Cece, stop being friends. Stop trying to be friends with everybody. Let them know. Let them know we ain't doing this hub BS. You're the hub. You're the engine. You're not wheels. You're not an exhaust. You're not a hubcap. You're not headers. You're not cams. You're none of that. You are the engine. You are the actual engine itself. The V12 of the Indiana Fever, not the hub. Let them know, hey, we're cool, but we ain't that cool.
As the controversy continued to spread, social media was flooded with dramatic claims that Caitlin Clark was preparing to take legal action over what supporters described as unfair treatment directed towards Sophie Cunningham. Hosts and online discussions speculated about allegations ranging from workplace concerns to emotional harm, but no official court filings or verified legal actions have confirmed those reports. Even so, the rumors quickly became one of the biggest talking points in women's basketball, with fans debating whether the situation had grown far beyond what happens on the court. Additional claims suggested attorneys representing Clark had contacted league officials, although those reports also remain unverified. According to the online narrative, the central message was clear: Cunningham deserved respect, fair treatment, and the same protection afforded to every player in the league. Whether those reports ultimately prove accurate or not, the controversy has intensified questions about player safety, professionalism, and accountability, turning an already heated debate into one of the most closely followed stories surrounding the WNBA.
By piece.
As a hill they're willing to die on. We've talked about this. We all have our hills. The WNBA has basically said, this is the hill we're willing to die on, because the L, the G, the B has been grouped in with that T, and they need to basically protect that T. And in the NBA, because I'm the local NBA guru over here, we know. Yeah. You know, they say, you live by the, you say you live by the 3 and you die by the 3, right? So the women of the NBA are going to die on this hill if it's the last thing they do. And they're not double dribbling. They're doubling down on this nonsense. And at this point, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm sitting there eating my popcorn just being like, you have this generational talent, Caitlin Clark, and you're running her out of the league. And you have this beautiful person, Sophie Cunningham, who's basically saying, listen, I'm just a normal person. I'm not political. I just don't want dudes in the locker room with me. And they elbow her in the face and they go, that's a foul on you. Yeah, shut your mouth.
Oh, God.
So I don't believe they're doubling down, Adam, but here's why. You're right, but I disagree on this angle. There's never been DEI that's been a special program brought into the WNBA. Never has. It was the culture from day one. Their culture was this. Well, this was the culture.
I don't mean this disrespectful. They're all lesbians. A lot of them are lesbians.
Point is, DEI was brought into certain companies and they faked it and they put up programs. We have a DEI program. Mm-hmm. They had DEI DNA. This was it since the beginning. And what you are seeing is a culture clash.
As the controversy continues to dominate conversations, online speculation has reached a fever pitch. Rumors and unverified claims have fueled intense debate about how league officials and team leadership will respond, while fans across the basketball world remain sharply divided. Supporters of Caitlin Clark argue that players deserve stronger protection and greater accountability whenever tensions escalate, while others believe the situation has been amplified far beyond the confirmed facts. What is undeniable is the enormous attention the story has generated, becoming one of the most discussed topics surrounding the WNBA. Analysts, commentators, and fans continue to debate what happens next and whether the league will issue further clarification to address the growing controversy. Clark's influence on the sport has made every development a headline, with many recognizing that her presence has transformed the league's visibility and fan engagement. If uncertainty surrounding the situation continues, pressure on league leadership to provide clear communication and restore confidence will only increase. For now, the basketball world is watching closely, waiting to see whether the speculation fades away or whether official developments bring long-awaited answers to one of the most talked-about stories of the season.
That Caitlin Clark actually got some calls last game. So I'm sure the officials saw that, and they made sure today that she didn't get any calls and she didn't shoot many free throws. That was the thing today. You refs got to stay off Twitter, man. It's so reactive in this league, man. What a league this is, man. But yeah, this was all game. And I get there at home and I get that, if you call that every time, all Minnesota's guards would file out in the first quarter. But still, to never call it is the opposite way. Like, and I'm not talking about just fouls in general. I'm talking about to never call this. This is a foul. Okay? If that's Olivia Miles, that's a foul. Olivia Miles is a rookie. Hasn't paid her dues. Doesn't have to mention Cheryl Swoops.
That's true. If the roles were reversed, we're calling a foul on this. And I think that's everybody's biggest gripe. If this wasn't called by any across the board, fine. But the fact that it's such a double standard, maybe not double standard, the fact that there's such hypocrisy involved, it's like, all right, well, we're going to call fouls here. No, I think double standard is the right word. The fact that we're going to call fouls when it's Caitlin Clark playing defense, but we're not going to call fouls when they're playing defense like this on Caitlin Clark, well, that's the issue. We need it to be fair across the board.
And goddamn, all the veterans, Cynthia Cooper and Teresa Weatherspoon, every time she opens her mouth, she's not required to do that. She hasn't even paid her dues yet in the league yet.
This is the moment everyone in women's basketball is talking about. A superstar at the center of a storm that has fans, analysts, and the entire WNBA community debating what happens next. Whether you believe Caitlin Clark is standing up for a teammate or think the controversy has gone too far, one thing is certain: this story has sparked a massive conversation across the sports world. Now I want to hear from the asterisk you ask. Drop your honest thoughts in the comments right now. Do you think players need stronger protection, or do you believe the reaction has become bigger than the facts we know so far? If you're enjoying this coverage, hit the asterisk like button, share this video with other WNBA fans, and subscribe so you never miss the latest breaking stories, analysis, and updates from around the league. Your support helps us keep bringing you the biggest basketball conversations as they unfold.